get enough independents.
Yeah, run your playbook, bro. Let's see what happens.
Right?
Yeah.
So there's that. I have an event on Thursday, tomorrow.
Yeah, Pride is coming up, right? Like you're like entering.
Yeah, Pride is coming up, and I have an event for my campaign on Thursday. So,
ooh, there you go. How's the campaign going?
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Mostly, I mean, people don't want to talk politics in the summer. We're the weirdos.
Yeah, well, you know. I don't think we're weird. I think we're just nerds.
Yeah, we're nerds.
I'm really okay with it.
It's good to talk politics, but the people that excuse me, very tired of politics.
I was literally just gonna say bless you. Sorry, I thought you were gonna sneeze.
No, I'm just apparently dry and tired.
That's all right. You've had a big day.
The campaign is going well, and talking to people, everybody that I've talked to, even Republicans that both know me and don't like me, have said they'd vote for me because while they don't like some of the stuff that they've done, they realize the tenacity that I'm going to bring to the commission is absolutely necessary. I met with Alana Lake, who was the executive director at the PSC, but she's now the city manager in Helena. I met her this morning, and we had a nice conversation, and she was talking about how, one of the things that they do is that the PSC is limited by the evidence that's brought before them. And I said, well, they're a quasi-judicial. They are not actually judges. They're not limited because they can ask for more, and we haven't had people ask for more. So because to represent the people of Montana, we have the Consumer Council is supposed to do that. And they're directed by the legislators to, and what they can do. And so with the legislature being mostly Republican there, they've been a little limited in what they can do, but they can get directives from the PSC when they ask for things like, hey, I'd like to know this bit of information. Maybe you should bring this next time. And we'll wait until you can bring evidence in. So,
okay, question. Speaking of the PSC, what do you think that's going on? Tell me your thoughts about everything that's going on with Molnar and now this new temporary appointee from the governor.
I apparently missed some news.
Yes. So Molnar has been on suspension. He hasn't been able to attend in person because there were allegations of, I think it was sexual harassment or just, inappropriate comments or whatever the case may be, right? Like, don't quote me on the allegations specifically.
It's creating a harassing working environment, but yes.
Okay, there you go. And then now over the last couple of weeks, Gianforte has suspended him. Is like, no, you're done. So he's taking it to court. He's like, oh, hell no. Nah. So they're going to go to court and they're going to scrap it out. And in the meantime, Gianforte is going to, per the rules, evidently, assign a temporary stand-in for Molnar. Conveniently enough, while we're talking about the merger between Black Hills Corporation and Northwestern Energy. So I heard. I could be wrong.
I'm concerned.
Well, it's just kind of interesting, I think. Like there's some suspicion to be had there. Obviously legally it is the governor's right to remove this person, pending the issues that are happening. So he
has the right to remove him. He doesn't have the right to suspend him. And if he removes him, it should trigger an election because we have an election coming up. He shouldn't be able to appoint them. I don't think that.
Okay, well, maybe then that's something that we should look into because that's interesting because that's what he's doing is he's looking to appoint a temporary person in Molnar's place, which is very much not an election. Very much not chosen by the people.
Interesting. Solicits applications for the Public Service Commission.
I thought about to look into applying just for the shits and giggles of it.
Well, you have to live in the district.
Oh.
Which is his own.
I don't know where that guy lives.
District 2, which is South Central Montana, part of Billings.
Oh, gotcha.
Billings. Gotcha. I mean, the districts are really weird, but...
Gerrymandering.
Sorry, I'm reading it really quick just to know what's going on.
No, that's cool. I just think it's an interesting shakeup, behind one of the problems that I have with the Senate race is that it's sucking all the air out of the room. And there are so many things going on right now to keep an eye on. And it has really just created this open lane of questionable at best, potentially corrupt things at worst, for those that are currently in power to exercise. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens. I believe that they're coming up on some kind of vote regarding, it's either the 20-year plan from Northwestern Energy or something pertaining to basically data centers.
Yeah. Hey, Cari.
Well, hello. I popped on because I heard, what are you guys talking about? PSC. I want to know. I just popped on.
Apparently,
Well,
so this is, I think you mentioned it to me as well, the appointment of someone trying to be appointed, the governor trying to appoint someone.
Yeah, so the governor did a big fuck you to all Montana voters who voted for Brad Mueller, and he suspended Brad Mueller without any due process. So we don't have a motherfucking governor, we have a motherfucking king. That is Gianforte.
Right.
And he did it on redacted information, y'all. He didn't even have the person's name. Brad was not even able to even like efface his accuser. The bullshit that this PSC pulled out makes me know that I'm going to recall every single motherfucker on that commission. Fuck y'all. You want data centers? You're losing your fucking seats. And PSC and the governor are my first motherfucking targets.
So Cari has opinions.
I do. Oh, let's get to Bodner. Let's get to Bankhead. I got opinions about today. That was crazy that both of them just happened to release their DD-214s just today. Like both of them. Like what they do. Were they cuddling with each other last night? They're like, hey, let's release them tomorrow. Okay, babe, let's do it. I mean, come on.
Well, don't they come from the same source? They're coming from the DOD.
Well, remember, Bankhead was so goddamn important that it all had to be redacted. And it was out of her control, y'all. It was just out of her control.
You missed the part where we said we don't want to talk about that race. Like all the oxygen in the room is going away.
No, it is interesting though. I did take a quick glance at the DD-214 that Alli Bankhead had released. The parts that were redacted were just personal information, like addresses, family members' names, those kinds of things. There was one section that was pertaining to, I don't know if it was like rank or something like that, that was redacted. But other than that, everything else was pretty much there. It was just things that, of course, I don't think anybody would want out there. I did not look at Bodner's DD-214 at all. I know there's significant question, and I'm sure that there's plenty of super sleuths that are out there working on that to sort out what's going on there.
Well, the Bodner one's really easy. Let me explain it to you. Ready? Bodner never graduated top of his West Point. That is a motherfucking lie. He never graduated top of his graduation of West Point. The guy who did is actually a motherfucking hero. The guy who did actually walked an inauguration for Bush because it was 2001, right? He was the top graduate at West Point, Seth. And he got the honor because he was the top graduate of West Point to actually walk in the inauguration. That's what they do for the top grads of West Point. They let him walk in that. And then also, this guy is such a motherfucking hero that the day that thing happened to Pat Tillman, you guys all remember Pat Tillman, the NFL player that went to war instead of sticking with the NFL? Remember that whole when he got passed away? The guy that is actually the graduate, his name's David. He actually got pew-pewed that night as well. So he got shot in that same situation as Pat Tillman.
Wow, I didn't know
and
that.
This guy is trying to take this guy's honor and valor by saying, I graduated top of my class. No, you didn't, Seth. You are a liar.
That's... Like, why do you need to lie about what you've done?
Well, exactly. I'm sorry, if I've never seen a humanitarian candidate more like Seth Bodnar. This man has been running for office since he was like 3. I swear. He thinks he's groomed and he's pretty and he's ready to go because he's got John Testers. You can't lie to us. This is all look up. Like, it is so easy to look this up. And I've talked to enough people at West Point, many different departments, by the way, Seth. Yeah, I go deep. So I've talked to all of them. There is no such thing as top cadet. He went on that line for a little bit that he was a top cadet, and then he was like, "Well, no, I'm top of the class." No, there's valedictorian and nothing else, you jackass. There's no other like, "Oh, you're top cadet, then you're number 3." No, it's valedictorian and nothing, and that was not Seth Bodnar.
Yeah, well, the other
I
thing
will
that
say
he
this:
touts,
Seth Bodnar is not Denzel Washington. Not even close.
right? Ugh.
He's not even freaking Jamie Kennedy.
Oh God!
I mean, but also
All right,
thankfully
there
he's
it
not
is.
Bobby Kennedy Jr. So
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah, it's been interesting, but the PSC race is going to be interesting because we'll see who they assign and what they do while this temporary person is standing in for Molnar. We'll see if the judges
Brad already filed. Brad already filed his
see if the judges get to them before anything happens.
And what I'm hearing are 2 awful people that will take that seat. You're talking Daniel Zolikoff, and that man is going to make so much money off of these already because he comes from the solar panel, and we're getting 40,000 acres of solar panels if we get Quantica, by the way. And then he's also talking Jeff Essman. And if you think Jeff Essman's an asshole, just wait. He's gotten worse over the years. Jeff Essman will be like, "Come on in, guys. You want to put the data center in my garage? Let's do it." I mean, like, give me a motherfucking break.
I don't know who Jeff Epps. I don't know who that is.
Oh, he's an asshole. He is like the most conservative Republican jerk face in all of Billings. I mean, he's an ass.
Yeah, he's pretty terrible.
Speaking of Republicans, did you guys see that Ellsworth was finally found guilty?
I know. It's so nice when actual consequences come down.
We'll see what the sentence is. Watch it be like, you need to go pet puppies with Ghislaine Maxwell and write a very sincere "I'm so sorry" letter. And make sure you cut out
guilty on it
and paste them on it.
I would love to know what he knows. On what he knows and who he pissed off to get this kind of sentence. That's what I would like to know. Because, the Necessary 9, he was the leader of the Necessary 9. So for me, I'm looking at this like this is political backlash.
Well, yeah. Well, this is the Republicans are all getting even with him. That's why the AG charged him. Knudsen AG.
Yep.
The only reason he went to court was because this happened like many years ago. They had many years to address this and never did. Until all of a sudden it came to the Medicaid expansion that he voted with the nasty 9 on. Until
that son of a bitch wanted to give poor people health care. What an asshole. I mean, give me a break. He deserves everything. He is awful because he wanted to give poor people health care. What an ass.
Right?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Like, I'm not saying Ellsworth is some kind of great guy. I don't believe in no big contracts. I think that's fucking highway robbery.
I don't either.
It's not like this is some kind of great altruistic guy just because he voted on that issue. Although I am grateful for that issue, but it just points more to the overall problem.
That's the issue that got him where he's at, though. But that's the issue that got him where he's at, though. That is absolutely political revenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the only reason that he made it to court at all, the only reason that he's facing any accountability at all is because he broke rank with the Republicans. If he had not broken rank, he never would have faced a single ounce of accountability at all.
No,
he probably would have kept going.
Yep. And that's what I'm like, what do you know, Jeff? So why don't you start saying stuff that you know, Jeff? Are you that scared?
Oh, of course.
Because it seemed to me like he was in the inner crowd at one point.
Well, I mean, you would think he was the Senate leader or something like that. Like he was the leader of one of the bodies. for like a long time, I think, even.
Mm-hmm.
And it really scares me going into the next session that the necessary 9 will be like, well, I don't want to be like him, and I don't want to get that much trouble, and that's what that does, right? That sends a signal to them. You assholes better pay attention and fall in line, because we are the Montana
100%
Republicans.
intimidation.
We don't have a brain for ourselves.
Yeah, 100% intimidation tactic. But intimidation tactics only work when you've done something wrong. At least those kinds of intimidation tactics.
Now,
So
when it
if the
comes
nasty
to
9
voting,
are flying straight, then they don't have anything to worry about.
not when it comes to voting. It gets so nasty up in that session.
Yeah, but they can't take somebody to court for something they haven't done. I mean, they can, but it's going to be a big fucking waste of time.
They got the money. That's what they're doing to Brad Molnar. That's why they took away his job without pay, so he can't keep paying his lawyer. So then Brad Molnar goes away. And when I tell you he's our only hero on that freaking PSC with these data centers, he's our only hero. Randy follows Brad's lead.
And he's not a hero. Let's not.
On data centers, he is. We will give credit where credit is due, especially when we have no other fucking heroes out there.
Credit where it's due, that's fine, but a broken clock is right twice a day. So he's only got one. He's not even as good as a broken clock. And here's the other part. Having good ideas and doing the right thing doesn't help if you get yourself removed because you can't control yourself around women. Like,
go read. No, that's not fair. Don't you dare. Go read the filings,
fair.
because
So
the filings will tell you exactly everything I'm saying. There is nothing in there that was sexual harassment or anything even close to that.
I met with Alana. You might have missed this because you weren't online. I met with Alana Lake, who was the executive director there. She's now the city manager here in Helena. I met with her. So
she's the one that the judge was making fun of, by the way, Kev. But go ahead with your story.
Why was the judge making fun of her? What?
Because she was doing everything she could to write. She wrote over 200 complaints on him. He glared at me. He did this. He did that. She's never in that fucking office. He said that, like, out of, the 5 days, they were there for camera time, and that's it. And then they would get back. So the judge even said, how is this man getting anything done with all of these complaints? And if you guys aren't in the office, how is he intimidating you? I mean, this is stupid. This really, truly is.
Well, I'm going to choose to believe the staff that reported him, because I believe women when they say this stuff happens. Plus, having worked with and around him, I know he does this shit. But my original point still stands. If you're going to do good work, you cannot be doing shitty things that get you kicked off the board.
Well, and that is exactly the same thing we're talking about Ellsworth, right? Like, that's exactly what we're saying when it comes to Ellsworth. It's the same thing. And then the necessary 9. Like, it's
the same goddamn thing with the retaliation. The Republicans
only work if you are not flying straight. Intimidation tactics only work if you are not doing something wrong. Intimidation tactics only work if you are not corrupt.
Brad Molnar did not get his day in court. He did not get his due process. I will not believe a woman when that is happening. And there's so many other things happening on the backside of that. There's so much bullshit happening in the PSC right now that I'm sorry, I just don't believe this woman. There's too much. There's a judge.
That's not a fair thing to say.
There's a judge.
That's not a fair thing to say, because he absolutely is getting his due process. Like, he is taking it to court. He will get his day in court, and they will adjudicate it. They will determine.
He got suspended off of redacted. He didn't even get to face his accusers. He got suspended. Great, Gene Force didn't even want to wait for the actual documents. He's suspended.
Cari, you're breaking up.
I can't tell you what happened. Sorry. Am I there? I can't even tell you his name. I mean, that's the thing about, like, with the media, when the media only, like, gives you, like, those hot headlines and they don't dig in themselves. That's why I'm like, no. On this one, Brad's the victim here. Brad got retaliation.
I mean, we'll see. I think it'll shake out in court. But when I'm talking about like due process and whatnot, that's the whole point of the court process, is that these things have
Not
happened,
though, Allie,
and
because
so he gets to go to court,
no, it's
and that
not.
will be
Nope.
adjudicated in
On
court.
his dime. On his dime. He should have never been fired.
Yeah, because we have to hire our own lawyers. Like that's how due process works.
I'm sorry, what?
That's how due process works. We hire our lawyers, we take our
This does
grievances to
not.
court, and the judge
Due
adjudicates,
process
and
works
he
when
is
you
doing
get
that.
to face your accusers. He has not faced his accusers. And I've read the investigations. I've had those sent to me, and they are all fucking bullshit. And I will send them to you myself. They are absolute.
Okay.
Well, we'll
just
see what happens in
just
court.
absolutely grabbing. Jesus Christ, Allie. It should have never gone to court is my point. That is not due process. This man got his like life ripped away from him because Gianforte couldn't control him. That's not due process. That's king.
Yeah, I understand that, Cari. Like, I get what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. At the same time, when these things happen, when Gianforte and other people do maneuvers like this, whether they're right, wrong, or indifferent, the due process part of that is taking it to court. Saying that he's not getting due process would say that he's not allowed to take it to court. He's not allowed to challenge Gianforte at all. He is allowed to
The
do
whole
that. He
court
is
case
doing
is
that.
on the fact that he didn't get due process. 64 pages have been filed against the governor and the PSC because he didn't get his due process prior to this. So don't say like, oh well, now you're getting your due process. It's all good now that it's on your dime. It's still not fair, and it's not due process. The man did not get his due process. The man is having to spend thousands of dollars now to fight for Montanans because Gianforte couldn't control him. That's not due process. That's walking into your job and saying you're fired and get out of here. And we don't care. We don't even care what you have to say. And then you're like, well, I'm going to take you to court. Okay, cool. Well, there's your due process. Well, how's that due process? I walked into my job and he fired me.
So the due process part of that is the court part.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Well, agree to disagree.
That's fine.
Here's the thing. I haven't read the report yet. I'd like to see an unredacted version of it if you've gotten one. If not,
I've got it all. I can give it to you all.
Yeah, let me see it.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be great. Honestly, that'd be good to read and see what's going on there.
Yeah, because, I mean, we do have a problem with the PSC just randomly handing money to Northwestern Energy, and we all know that. That's been the problem for decades.
Forever. And then also, one thing we got to make sure we don't get on PSC is appointed. We don't want those motherfuckers to be appointed.
Well,
because if they're appointed, our bills are going up.
On the energy interim committee that are talking about they want to change it to appointed, and I was like, yeah, that's a good way to fuck it up even worse.
Yeah, way to go. Is that Pope?
I'm sorry.
Pope and his toast. Way to go, Pope.
Oh,
can we please have someone with a backbone that sits on the goddamn task force?
Essentially, what will end up happening then is they'll
not,
just make the PSC look like the governor's task force.
It's not the governor's task force. It's the energy interim committee at the legislature. It is.
Is it Pope though? Am I wrong? Am I not wrong? Is it Pope?
Oh, I don't know. Hold on. Montana. Let me learn to type. Legislature.
I mean, this is why I keep saying the Democrats are kick puppies, because these motherfuckers just want to be liked. They're just like, don't be mean to me, just like me. It's so pathetic.
ETIC, who is Energy and Technology. Oh my God, Bing, you're so fast. Thanks for bringing that up today. Why? I want to know who they are. Just tell me who they fucking are.
I know that ledgemtv.gov website is awful.
Oh, hey, it's your oof, it's so slow. So let's see, we have the chair, your favorite person, Daniel Zolnikoff, Becky Edwards.
Piece of shit.
Bob Carter, Bob Carter.
Oh, Bob Carter. We're fucked. Let's just all go. Bob Carter is sitting on that. Oh my goodness.
Katie Zolnikoff, Greg Hunter, Christopher Pope, Gail Lammers, and Carrie Seekins Crow. So yeah, there's some terrible people on there. Also, how are they allowing Dan and Katie to serve on the same interim committee? That's some bullshit.
Well, Katie's whole shtick is that I don't know anything. I'm new. I'm just a little lady who knows nothing. Here, look at my baby. Honestly, I watched enough of this woman in the last session to know that's her shtick. So she's just like, I will listen to my husband. Whatever he says, I will do. And he needs to vote.
What's the deal with the nepotism in the legislature? Like, there's so much nepotism in the legislature.
That's because
you know what? They all peaked in high school. They all peaked in high school. They went to a book club, and they were like, they all peaked in high school. They went to a book club, and now they're powerful again.
They didn't go to book club. These bitches can't read.
Okay, well, the village bitches.
Pictographs, good. Don't make fun of me because my books have pictures.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
Yeah, no, fuck. Like,
but no, seriously, like I still think it's an interesting question. Like, why are there not rules against all of this nepotism? You have several different forms of nepotism happening regularly in the legislature, and it's not acceptable as far as I'm concerned.
Because they're elected, it is not technically nepotism. They are trading on their name, which is for sure a thing, but they are not getting the role because it was handed to them. They are still voted in. The people are voting for them. And this is one of those things. If you recognize somebody's name on a ballot, but you don't know them, don't vote for them. Vote for the other person.
Yeah. There's a reason their name keeps appearing over and over.
Right. Like, the Regiers should not be there. Sorry.
And can I also mention, Allie, there's also this thing that drives me crazy with the Republican men. They'll bring their Republican wives with them, and they sit the back bench.
Cari, is the thing that drives you crazy with Republican men, they are breathing?
Well, some of them are good. Some of them are okay. Not all Republican men are bad. You know what I mean? We do have some that are like, okay, I can do this. This is okay. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But with these men, they bring their wives, and their wives just sit on the back bench like a good little wifey, and it's so weird. And they're just like dead in the eyes, is what I'll say it. They're dead in the eyes. We all talk about it.
That's kind of a lot of what I'm getting at. Like, there's husbands and wives, and I think there's like some parents and children and whatnot, and it's like a lot of legacy stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I get that they're elected and all, but it's just fucking weird. And I'm like,
well, at the very least, they shouldn't be allowed to serve on
at
the same
time
interim
in the same body. Like, I just don't.
They shouldn't be allowed to serve on the same interim committee. Point blank.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
And they shouldn't be allowed to like carry the bills for their spouses. Because that's what 424 was she carried that bill for Dan.
Yeah, I don't have as much of a problem with that because they do serve in different bodies, but it's the whole, I really just think that people need to vote better. Do not vote for the spouse of somebody who you're already voting for. Make sure that our legislature is a little bit more diverse. It shouldn't be one family of white people that are fucking everything up. Mm-hmm. Amy Regier.
Greg Oblander
is white. So much animosity right now, and I'm fucking kind of swimming in it a little bit, but I'm liking it.
Yeah, so on Thursday, I am going to be up at the Flathead. I'm having an event with Kyle Waterman, who is running for Senate District 4, and he's running against Amy Regier, because we don't need the Regiers in goddamn Ledge. We just don't. And
they're just mean people. They're just, Did I lose you?
No, you're still here. I'm just laughing because I know I was talking to some people that saw our episode when Alani came on, and they're like, "Is Cari always mean?" I'm like, "She's really not. She's passionate." But
God, I've gotten every time someone says they saw that episode, I'm like, "Damn." Sorry, go ahead.
Well, it cracks me up because if you're calling someone mean, think about how mean they have to be. That's like me calling someone an asshole. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like, what's your threshold there?
Remember,
I mean, here's the thing. Like, that's a great point. Is that like, is it really that anybody is it really that Cari or I or you are mean, or is it that we're just calling like we see it, and that's uncomfortable?
Ta-da! We have an answer.
ta-da! Oh no, a woman who
it's
knows her
not mean
stuff.
to make
It won't
people
back down.
uncomfortable, right? It's
Yeah.
not mean to speak what we see and what we perceive. We may not always be right. We may not always be wrong, but that's not mean, right?
Yeah.
Just because somebody is uncomfortable
I
doesn't mean that
appreciate
somebody's
that.
been mean to them.
Exactly. And
No,
that's
like
something that
earlier
people-
when Alli and I were going back and forth, I didn't take it Alli was being mean to me. I mean, it's fine. I'll cry later, Alli, but whatever.
Cari, I tried so hard.
You were so mean. You just kept interrupting me. I will cry later. It'll be fine.
Yeah,
I'm
right?
joking, obviously.
I know.
But like,
But that's
yeah,
the
you
thing,
can
right, is
get
that
it. Like that's
this is
the
a great
thing.
example. This is a great example of we may not agree on this thing, but we're not going to lose our friendship over it. We're not going to stop
No.
talking to each other over it. We're not going to sit there and fucking rail each other over it, right? Like we're just going to be like, okay, this is
No.
what we see, and there it is.
Yeah.
So
Am I going to prove?
weird
Am I
me
going to
that
prove
people
my
don't want
point to you 1,000 times? I'm going to, of course, 1,000 times more. I'm going to prove my point, but I will get there.
Right. So yeah, so it's interesting because over the last week, I've had a number of unexpected conversations that I had never thought of myself being in, and part of it was around people are watching our show. And one of the compliments that we got on our show was that we're talking about interesting topics. People like the topics we talk about, and they're interested in what we have to say. And so I thought that was really cool. I was like, well, yeah, because that's what we're trying to do. We want to talk. I told this person, I was like, we're trying to have the conversations that nobody else wants to have. We're trying to talk about the things that we need to talk about, but nobody wants to talk about because it's uncomfortable.
Well, and that's one of the things. Okay, so last week when we ended, I kind of hung around my office because I'm like, oh, I'd like to see the Beer Butts podcast because they're going to stream live, right?
Yeah.
And they were going to have Bodner on, and then they didn't stream live, and I'm like,
Big Daddy B.
And I will kick it back to I've done my podcast, and you can go back and listen to them. They started in 2012, so 14 years ago I started this thing. Obviously, I haven't done it every week. There's a 7-year gap. It's fine.
Right.
But
transitional
you can go
period.
back and listen to some of those episodes, and most of the people that I interviewed, I didn't edit. It was just one shot all the way through. But there were a couple people that would stop me, and they're like, "Oh, I don't want to talk about this." And I found that very bizarre because I'm like, if you just say you don't want to talk about it live, and we'll go to talk about something else. Not a big deal. But I think people should know the areas that you don't want to step in, because that's a necessary part of what it is. And one of the people that stands out the most in my mind was Bryce Bennett. And I'm like,
oh, I can see that. I know. I'm a good friends with him. I could totally see Bryce setting some boundaries.
Well, and setting boundaries is one thing, but he didn't give them to me.
Oh, I didn't mean that. Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. I'm on. Yeah, I got you. Sorry, it made it sound like I was on his side. I really wasn't.
Well, no, you can be on his side. Like, ultimately, it doesn't bother me that somebody has said, well, I don't want to talk about that. What does drive me nuts is that when you're in politics and you can't have a public discussion about whatever it is that the people want to discuss, I find that to be odd. Like, what is it that what is it that you don't want people talking about? Because is it a thing where, the topic is actually being negotiated? There's some stuff going on in the background. There's some people that may be involved that aren't necessarily going to be very public or would like to keep it quiet. That's fine. You can still say that. But to just say, oh, I don't want to have this discussion, this can't be on tape. I'm like, okay.
Well, and did you notice in that interview that there were decidedly certain issues that were missing?
Oh, yeah. But did you also...
And I was like, we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room?
His quick
We're
fire...
We're just going to pretend like it's not uncomfortable up in this bitch? Yeah.
Well, and also there was the whole... the rapid fire where it's like, how do you feel about data centers? Oh, I don't think there should be a moratorium. How do you feel about Medicaid for all? No. What?
Wait. Who said there should be no moratorium?
Bodner.
Big Daddy B.
Are you fucking kidding me? When did he say this?
He said
Literally.
it on the Beer Butts podcast.
Nope.
I'll get you a
A
clip.
literal no.
Say? What did Ed say? I want to know what Ed said. What did Ed say?
I don't know which one that is.
I bet they just
The
sat
glazing,
there like, oh,
girl.
okay,
The
great.
glaze was thick on them donuts. I'm telling you.
Oh my gosh. How about you put down the green stuff before you talk about state freaking issues? Oh, that pisses me off to no end. And now I'm not holding back on Bodner. I am not holding back on Bodner.
You shouldn't have had
No,
that.
I'm telling. I don't know why you would in the first place, but
No, here's the thing. I called Montana Free Press, and I try to get them to fucking run this story. We do see it. And I was like, so you're not going to do it because Tester's your goddamn donor? And they're like, well, you said it, not us. And I was like, fuck you. And I was like, I will never talk to you guys again. Now I know what kind of weenies you really are.
Who were you talking to there that said that?
Oh, I don't even want to make it. It was a bad. Like, I did a video after it because it was such a bad conversation. Like, it was worse than my conversation with Ben Super from MCV. It was. I mean, the fuck yous were flying. I mean, both of us were like red in the face, like screaming at each other. It was bad.
So it was like Thanksgiving.
No, my family's good. I have a liberal family. We don't fucking fight.
no, my Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving.
Like, my family, we have a good time. When it comes to holidays, we're laughing at the Republicans, be like, can you believe this shit with Trump?
Right?
Oh, God. Yeah. No, it was really interesting. The rapid fire really, like, that immediately. There were so many times I was watching that interview and I was, like, yelling at the screen. I'm like, you guys aren't going to follow up on that? You aren't going to follow up on that.
They weren't doing
and the guy, I don't know his name, but he's the teacher. I like him a lot, actually. There's just something. He's got good vibes, man. Good vibes on the teacher dude.
I think Kevin is his name. Yeah.
But you could tell he wanted to. He wanted to, and he didn't. But I will also say, though, that Ed did try to get Bodner to talk about Israel several times. And he wouldn't do it.
About his what?
And every time Ed said Israel, Bodner kind of stiffens up and freezes. Just like, oh my God, what has happened? This is ridiculous. Like, why can these? I get it. There's a lot of money on the line. They can't say things that they think will risk the money. Understood. But in reality, this is what's wrong. Like, if you can't sit down and have a candid conversation about these issues, about why you won't even say the name of the only woman in this race or the other woman that was in this race pre-primary, why you can't address the lawsuit in the least, even if it's from a legally dry standpoint, comment, like, you can't even address any of that. Even when you can't talk about Israel, you can't talk about why you want to go back to the ACA. Why your platform has no vision, no forward thinking at all. It is the exact same. Like, his platform, the day after that, he posted his platform online. And it was literally, I swear to God, I read it and I was like, is this 2010? Like, is this 2010 Obama? Like, what am I looking at?
Oh God.
This is ridiculous. Like, it's the exact same thing as Make America Great, except it has 2010 in mind instead of the 1950s. And I'm like, why do you want to go backwards? What is the backwards bullshit? Like, that shit wasn't working before. That's why we are where we're at. That's why Trump got elected, because that shit wasn't working.
Right.
Where's the forward inspiration?
Mediocre men will never hold a politician to the fire, ever. And I hope you hear this, Beer Buds and whatever the fuck your name is. Shame on you guys for sitting there letting that man say that stuff and you didn't hold his feet to the fire. What kind of podcast are you? No, you guys are the good old boys. Way to go, guys. Way to be the good old boys. Way to go.
Well,
congratulations.
To be fair, Cari, you should watch the episode first and then make an opinion.
She's gonna
try to follow up on some things.
All you had to say was he said no on the moratorium, and that right there puts him as my enemy. So we're done.
Well, and you know what was really interesting is what he said about that. He's like, and I have a lot of things to say about data centers. And then when they get to that section of the conversation, the only thing he says is, we just need leadership on this issue. It's important to have transparency in the community, to have ability to comment is essentially what it is. And I'm like, what the hell good is
Oh
we
God.
already have community comment, number one. Number two, transparency. Yeah, that's great. But if we don't have any legal obligation anywhere, what the hell good is any of that?
If we
There's
don't
no
have
goddamn
leaders
legal
who want to
obligation to
actually
protect
lead
our
us and
communities.
don't care about the money, we're fucked. That's where we're at, Montana. Our leaders care only about the money. That's it. That's why I keep saying, y'all better get mean. Y'all better get in their faces. Because if you don't, we lose. Because you got examples like that where a man will sit there and go, I don't support a moratorium, and give you this bullshit reason and never hold his feet to the fire. We lose, Montana. We are losing.
Yeah,
Yep.
he literally he had nothing to say about supporting regulation, about what kinds of regulations that he would fight for on a federal level so that other communities around the country could also fight off the travesties that we're already seeing with these data centers. Like, it was crazy.
So what I've heard about his background is he was ground level on these data centers. That's what I keep hearing about
Like
his
GE?
background.
Yeah.
That Bodner was ground level when he worked at what was it, GE. He was ground
Yeah.
level to all these data centers, so he likes them. He's probably made some money off data centers, so he's like, I don't care, fuck the water.
Well, I gotta be honest with you, like, and this is pure supposition. This is just my pure conspiracy. Okay, so take it with a grain of salt. Just my opinion. Okay,
Wait, we're now having to take salt with our conspiracies? Because I prefer to take
why not? Only
straight-
if you're gonna chase it with lime. You know what I'm saying? Like, anyway,
Go ahead.
it's interesting to me. I have wondered from the get-go how they convinced Bodner to do this scheme at all, because this is like political suicide for him. There is
Oh,
nothing good
wait,
that
hold on.
comes
I
out of
gotta turn
this for
around.
him politically. He's not going to win. He won't win anything else after this because people resent what he's doing and that he is the figurehead of this whole bullshit scheme.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, how the hell did they convince him to do that? And I'm like, well, they have to have promised him something, but the question is what? Now, some people think they promised him maybe like governorship or something in 2028 because Gianforte turns out. But I think Daines is going to go for that, to be honest with you, which Bodner has no chance at if Daines is in that race. And
Daines
then,
has billions of dollars and he has 3 grandbabies. He's not doing shit.
yeah, but I don't think he retired because he wanted to. I just have a feeling.
I think he did.
Like I
Do
said,
you know how hard
conspiracy
it
theory,
is
supposition.
to run a race? Like, a campaign is a goddamn nightmare. And a statewide campaign for a federal office, ugh,
It's
it is a
awful.
nightmare. And I'm sorry that,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean,
But yeah,
I remember
anyway, so I'm
2012.
sitting here and I'm like, what did they promise him to get him to sign on for this stupid dumbass plan? And so I'm like, I wonder if he is gonna cash in with Anthropic like Tester is.
Or if
Don't
he
know.
already hasn't
Don't know
already.
either.
By the way, can we
I
get
haven't found any
the
records
paperwork
on
of
it.
that to show test? Huh?
The paperwork.
Oh,
What'd you say?
on that to show what? The testers
To
show
yeah,
what? The testers
to
on
show that.
the National Security Council of Anthropic.
Oh, I looked it up. It's public record.
Oh yeah,
It
it's
doesn't
public
say
record
what
on
the
Anthropic's
compensation
site.
is, but it's public record. I'm
Yeah.
like,
And does
okay.
it say how much he's made? Because
It's
I've
on
heard he's made
Anthropic's
quite a
site.
bit.
No, it doesn't say what the
Okay.
compensation is. That's not public. I haven't found that yet. I have some people looking for it for me, and that's all I will say.
Okay.
I'm
Good.
guessing he's gonna get stocks as soon as it IPOs.
He probably has options before it IPO, so that he can sell
Maybe.
it.
Yeah. Wouldn't surprise me.
I think
But that's another
all
thing
this
that's
was to get
interesting
on
about these
again.
data centers.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Cari.
No, go ahead.
I think that's another thing that I have been kind of like sidebar tracking is the financials on all this bullshit, right? Because seeing these IPOs come out, these are the biggest IPOs in history. And
Yeah.
I'm like, but the numbers aren't accurate. The numbers aren't right. They aren't adding up. And everybody's like, wait a minute, you're not profitable. You're not even close enough to profitable enough to warrant this valuation for future profitability. So how are you getting this big of an IPO? And there's a lot of circular financing going on between all the AI agencies, and part of that is they're writing off a lot of their debt. They're shifting it so that they don't have to declare it as actual debt into contracts, long-term contracts with data centers and hardware providers and the various contracting entities. And I'm just like, I've been writing about it a little bit and trying to post, because it's a real concern that the circular financing is what's making this an AI bubble, and they're using these IPOs to raid our retirements.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing. So this was just released by Nikkei Asia as it's a comprehensive study that just went out, and they're saying that Alphabet, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, and Oracle are hiding $1.65 trillion in expenses off their books. They're pulling an.
I just wrote about this today. Yeah, I just wrote about this today on my Facebook, because I'm like, that's how they're hiding it. They're hiding it in the long-term contracts. That's what that article basically says. For those who don't know, Nikkei is like the Japanese version of like Wall Street or Business Insider.
Yeah. And
Wall Street Journal. Yeah.
This sort of we're hiding stuff, we're moving things into other special vehicles. We've seen this. That was Enron. We know exactly what happens with that. And the other side of it is technology is going to move on. These massive data centers that are wasting so much energy trying to do a shittier version of Mickey Mouse blowing Donald Duck. It's just
not to mention the fact, right? We're talking about obsolete by the time they get broken, by the time they get built.
Yeah.
But then on top of all of that, look at what happened with SpaceX. It's like
it was a grift
just over a month out, and it IPO'd at over $1 trillion, and now it's worth, I think, like less than half. But guess who cashed out immediately as soon as they could? And now all of that debt is shifted onto anybody who owns portfolio in NASDAQ, because they had Elon Musk, fucking dick shit. Fucking hate that guy so much.
God, I hate him.
NASDAQ change the rules for how IPOs work, so that instead of SpaceX being included into normal portfolios that everyday citizens invest in after 6 months of an IPO, so that you could get the fluctuations in price and it could kind of settle into a regular price on the market, they took that from 6 months to 15 days. 15
See, that's what I'm saying. Mediocre men will never stand up.
What's that?
It's another mediocre man will not stand up, because it's another rule that they get to bend because a mediocre man lets them.
Yep.
Well, it's FOMO. Like, they think they're going to miss out on what? And so that's why all these rumors of these AI companies using the American taxpayer as exit liquidity for their stupid ass
fantasy. That's what it is.
Failures of businesses, right? Yeah. Not profitable businesses at all. They're just circle jerking everybody, and they're going to leave us holding the bag with our retirements. And that's the whole goal. And it pisses me off. And that's another reason that I say consistently, data centers are our last real leverage.
Yep.
It's our last real leverage to slow this shit down, at least. To make it a little more uncomfortable to see if the AI bubble is going to pop, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe spare some people's retirements. I don't know. But all these assholes are cashing out, man. They're exiting as immediately after this shit goes public and leaving us with all the debt.
Well, I've learned about stranded cost, and I've learned about rate base, which that all means us ratepayers pay for that stranded cost and rate base. Yay! So when you're reading that large tariff, that's what you're reading. You're reading how they're going to really stick it to us in the end. And another thing, did you guys see that OpenAI? Did you see what their AI did today, like overtook a familiar company that was like, similar to that, OpenAI. Did you guys see that?
No.
You guys can't
So
even
OpenAI,
control.
yeah, they hacked somebody else. OpenAI's new version hacked another company, which they've been complaining about. Anthropic's Mythos 2 has been doing the same. So they released Mythos 2 for like, I don't know, 2 weeks, and then they had to pull it off the market because it was so goddamn powerful that they were afraid of other countries and other, bad actors getting a hold of it. So now OpenAI is starting to do the same with their new adaptation of AI.
Oh, jeez.
So, okay, I'm
It's
reading
fun.
this. OpenAI on Tuesday admitted that its most powerful AI model available to the public and another that hasn't yet been released were able to escape a controlled laboratory test, plot a course to the open internet, and hack into a popular AI developer platform known as Hugging Face, making the first documented case of a fully autonomous AI cyber attack. I want to know what Hugging Face said about OpenAI in the past that caused the models to go, you know what, bitch? I'm coming for you.
We're going for there.
Can we just stop and pause and find out what the fuck is Hugging Face anyway? What do they do?
I don't know. AI developer
I feel like this is a sus site and I want to see what they do. Who are they? What faces are you hugging? And what are you hugging with?
It's at
Good questions.
huggingface.co. It's at huggingface.co. They are the AI community building the future. So it looks like they build not models necessarily. They combine with models and they're building tools to use in them, I guess.
Ooh, a competitor or a contractor. So yeah, interesting stuff for sure. I think a lot of things are going on. People like Anthropic has got Mythos 2. Like Mythos 2 is supposed to be so fucking powerful that it almost got fucking Dingus Donnie in the White House to write an executive order to regulate it. It was that close. And then who was it? Could have been Lutnick, maybe it was Best, and I don't remember which one it was that they talked him out of it.
It was Nutlick.
Which one?
Lutnick was the one who suspended it. It doesn't have the authority to, but whatever.
Yeah.
This
Howard?
Grifters and idiots.
Well, and I think the data centers are the reason we're doing so many hyper and they're like, build them all, is because they know when there's that orange turd is no longer there, they're not going to get the free all that they're getting right now.
Right.
Once we're past this Trump and we're past this administration and past the MAGA movement, they're done. And they fucking know it. We just got to get them there. That's the goal.
Yep.
We just constantly have to mug it up and push it down.
Yeah, but we just have to slow roll them at this point. Like, we have to slow them down as much as we can on this stuff because that's the only thing that's going to preserve any sense of our retirement, any sense of our economy. Like, we're already 40 trillion in debt, and that keeps rising. Like, I've said it before, and again, this is just my 2 cents. Take it with a grain of salt. Shot of tequila and a lime chaser if you want. To me, I think they're just going to bankrupt the entire country and run. That's why they're building bunkers. And the people that we're electing now, some of the people that we're electing now are going to be responsible for getting the country through that. And that's why these elections are so important. And that's why if I don't believe in you, I'm not voting for you. Because what is ahead of us is so big, is so hard, is so rough that if we don't have the utmost dedicated and competent people in office, oh God, it's just going to make it 20 times worse.
Oh, it's going to be terrible. And then imagine when let's say we get data centers and our water goes to shit. Imagine going to those elected officials being like, well, what are you going to do now? I mean, you can't get the Yellowstone County to do anything for you except sue you. So imagine when you really have to go to these guys for help, like for actual, like, hey guys, I got brown water, or hey, my electrical bill is $1,200. What am I going to do? They're going to be like, fuck yourself.
Hey, Cari,
that's what they're going to say.
Play this out. I'll be Yellowstone County and you be the constituent. I'm ready.
Okay, ready? Go.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, so my name is Cari Olsen, and I have a really big problem. Okay, yeah, I have a really big problem with data centers, and I need your help.
Oh, Okay, why don't you tell me about your problem?
So data centers, they'll take our water and our energy and our land, and they're really, really bad. And we have enough data from the other states to not even allow them here. We need your help. We need a moratorium.
I think you're crazy. I'm going to take the money. And I had no idea they did those terrible things.
Oh, and then you have to say, I'm deeply offended. That's what they always say to
I'm
me
so
every time I accuse them of
offended.
anything. I'm deeply offended.
Why are you so mean to me?
And Mark Moses, little Napoleon complex, little guy that he is, sits up there and goes, "Now you're crossing a line." He's terrible. But
what are you gonna do? Bend me over your
that's for
knee?
another day. Huh?
Paint my back porch red? Like, what are we talking about here? I'd have been like, what are you gonna do? Bend me over your knee and paint my back porch red? Like, what are we doing?
Exactly. Oh, he's awful. That goddamn Mark Moses.
Yeah.
Then I had to go and watch him talk in Laurel. And in Laurel, he was like a hero with that criminal hospital. And I was like, can I have this guy? Why does Laurel get this guy? Data centers get get this awful person. That was hard to watch. Mark actually doing his job and seemed to be good at it for a second.
Well, I think it's interesting. The whole thing is interesting and it's fun to watch. And I love that our episode is the current Chismosa episode. Chismosa in the house right here. I love the gossip. This has felt like a great gossip fest. I'm down for it. This is fantastic.
My whole day.
We gotta know the real deal. Like, where else are you gonna get the real deal except for through the chisme? I'm just saying.
Yeah, here's the thing. We promise on this podcast, if someone says something that's deeply against our personal morals, we won't stand there like mediocre men and be like, oh, okay. We will fight back, Montana, because we have your back.
Yeah. And here's the thing. It's not that fucking hard to have a spine. I don't understand how you become spineless. I don't get it. Like, just
and I don't understand the whole, like, let's go along.
Data centers inevitable. Fucking suicide can be worked on. Mental health is healthcare. Healthcare is a right. Water is a right. People shouldn't be stupid. Don't elect assholes. Or don't elect assholes who don't know how to wipe, really. That's the thing. Like, you could be an asshole, but wipe yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But, the good part is that we have folks like us. There's a lot of people that are like us that are really speaking out and making a big difference this election cycle. That is one thing I want to pat a lot of people on the back, like people who have not been politically active before, people who have been politically active for a long time. We got a lot of people that are really making a ruckus right now, and it's working. I cannot tell you the phone calls that I have been getting for quite a while now from very unexpected places, wanting to know the secret in the sauce is essentially the gist.
Yeah.
And I'm like, there's no secret. You just have to be a genuine stand-up person. You got to show up every day. You got to have your head on straight, and you got to work hard.
And
you have to let people know that you don't give a fuck if they like you or don't like you. You're good
it's not about being liked, right? That's exactly. The thing. I want to say this because I'm kind of proud of myself for thinking of this week. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna kind of
do it. Let's do it. I love it.
Of the horn. When you stop pleasing people, when you stop being a people pleaser, people stop being pleased.
Yep.
So you're going to have to be ready for that. If you don't people please, there will be people who are unpleased, and that's okay. It's okay for people not to like you. It's okay for people to be upset with you. It is okay for people to experience a range of emotions. If you value that person, talk to them. Eventually, you most likely should be able to talk through it. If you can't, it's not that big of a deal. But the fact of the matter is we have to stop tippy-toeing around each other. We have to start having the hard conversations because this is bullshit. All this shit is really, really rough, and it's time to stop. It's time to get off the fucking train.
It is also...
Sorry, go ahead, guys.
So,
doing this all online. Okay, sorry.
Right. It's thank you all for joining us again, and I'm sure we're going to have an even more energetic show next week. I have invited a couple of different people. We'll see if they're available.
Wait, you're cutting this off? We were just getting good, Kev.
I am, because you know what? An hour of listening to us is all that anybody should be subjected to. And we've already passed. I know.
Okay, hold on. Give me a second. We're going to recall the governor. We're going to recall the PSCs. Fuck Seth Bodner. Fuck Bankhead. And they're both going to have to stand up for their military backgrounds that they're both lying about. Now I am done. Oh, and fuck data centers. Now I am done.
Hot recall summer.
Woo-woo! No, recall fall so we can fuck with the session.
It's called Let's Vote for Better People. In the meantime, we'll see you all next week.
Bye, guys.
PoliticktickBOOM.